The Newcastle Baseball first and second grade grand finals are upon us this weekend at Gateshead at Carbine Close. And second grade kicks off at 11 o'clock, and that features Belmont and Toronto Tigers. And in first grade, kicking off at 2:05, it is between Boomerangs and the Toronto Tigers. I've got the first grade coaches from both teams here, and we're going to learn how they're preparing for this week's game. And we're here with the Boomerangs coaches, Steve and Joel. Fellas, first of all, congratulations.
Yeah, cheers, mate. It's a very exciting time.
Mate, after a great year for Boomers, not just for first grade as a club, like you guys had multiple teams in third and fourth grade and a massive year for the club. It really is a good showing for you guys coming into the first grade grand final.
It's been a great reward, actually, for the club's focus. Really been pushing juniors for, I'd say, the last 10 years. And the decision to put 2 third and fourths in this year was really quite bold, and it paid off with the 2 third grade sides getting to the final, one of them being minor and major, which was really nice, and second grade making the prelim. So, yeah, really, really happy with the progress that's been made.
Yeah, the club as a whole has had a great year, and what could cap it off for you guys this year is a win in first grade. When was the last time Boomers won first grade grand final?
Oh, mate, the year I was born, back in 93, so it's been a few years.
Okay.
93,
I still remember a few of the names getting around there. Do you think any of the old boys will be there on Saturday to watch you guys go around?
Yeah, fingers crossed, mate. They make a big effort every year to get around the boys, which is nice. So, and hopefully we might have the Anderson brothers will both be in the dugout ready to go as well, so we can get them in the game. We certainly will, mate.
Awesome. Now, that's a good thing that you bring up there, the Anderson boys on the bench. Now, you guys having not playing second grade on the day, you guys are going to have a fair few fresh players ready to come on if needed. Is that something that you guys envision to happen, is to insert some of these guys into the game?
Yeah, certainly towards the end of the game, some of the young guys who can certainly run the bases a bit quicker than a few of us who aren't so quick on the bases will certainly be coming into the game when needed. So, and it's just good to have the Belmont game, we had a few guys get touched up by each other. And so it's nice to be able to have a few guys to be able to bring straight in if they do get injured.
Yeah. I guess for pitching-wise, it's great to have your second-grade pitchers there ready to go if needed as well. A few extra arms will be beneficial. Grand final, I'm assuming there'll be short leashes for most pitchers, and, it's a must-win game.
Well, that's right. We expect it'll be business as usual, but we're going to have great options sitting on the bench if it goes that deep and we need to look that way.
Yep. How are you guys preparing this week for the grand final?
Yeah, just relaxing a bit. It was nice to have the weekend off. We're hitting tonight at the moment, hitting again Thursday night, and then we'll be getting all the boys together Saturday morning to have a relaxing morning, have brekkie together, and then make our way over the field. So, but for most of it, yeah, making the most of the week off, particularly for Kobach and I. It's been nice. We've sort of pitched the last 4 weeks in a row, so it's nice to have that breather and be able to go into the game fresh.
And you mentioned having brekkie together. That's one thing I have noticed this year with the games is that team environment. And I guess you guys coming from, having a great year last year and then most of the team staying together this year. Is there anything you've done different, I guess, as a team and to build that environment this year?
Well, I'm going to jump in on this one because Joel's done a great job. And Hutto, the team last year was the tightest team I've ever been involved with. And I've been playing since JC, played left wing for Jerusalem. So I've seen some pretty good teams and some pretty average teams, but the bond amongst these guys is just exceptional. And like last year amazed me, and it's just carried through, and a couple of new additions this year. And I think they've added to it. And boys love each other's company. They're laughing and giggling. They hold really high standards, and like just watching batting practice tonight, look, the guys are looking to improve. They're really hard on themselves, but and the guys are really quick to give comment. I think that honest feedback is really valuable. But I do give Joel a heap of credit just for they brought them together.
They're a good bunch of guys, so they're nice to be
that's
around.
awesome. Yeah, absolutely. And it makes a much better season when you have a team like that, when all the players get together and want to be there and do the best for their club. For the upcoming game on the weekend, I guess, what are the biggest threats for you guys from the Toronto team that you see?
Hutto's had a great year on the mound. He's always consistent, but this year's really upped it. Very good at hitting his spots, and he sort of tunnels his pitches really well. So for us, it's if he does start, it's getting out on top of him nice and early and make sure he doesn't get in a bit of a rhythm. Cambo is always a great hitter and fast on the bases. They've got a few guys who can absolutely punish the ball if you miss your spot. But we certainly feel like we've got the depth to be able to keep their hitters in check. We normally tend to pitch pretty well against them, but they certainly have some guys that if you miss your spot, you're going to know about it pretty quick.
Lots of experience in the Toronto team, and they've been there before. Cambo always robs us of a few hits out at centre field, so we'll be trying to hit it left or right, but he still seems to turn up there.
Yeah. Speaking of the ground, robbing people from the ground. The grand finals played at Gateshead this year, so I went out and checked out the field today, and it is looking absolutely mint for this weekend. A lot of people talk about, being a shorter fence and stuff like that. It's still a pretty big ballpark, but the ball travels well. Do you think the long ball will be part of the game this weekend?
It'd be nice if there's a few long shots. Hopefully, most of them come from green and white and not so much from the green and yellow. But no, it certainly is a field that we see a fair few hits go out, and you see some things that you think are a can of corn, and they just travel and sneak over the fence. So you certainly don't want to be missing too many pitches up on the weekend. It'll be, I think, all the pitches from both sides will be keeping everything down in the zone.
I also think the thing that people don't talk about is the backdrop at Windsor Oval. Like you see the ball really well there against that green foliage. It just stands out. So I think there'll be lots of good hitting from both sides, and we'll just hopefully our boys aren't swinging for it and just let them happen.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually agree with you about the backdrop hitting there. I always hated pitching there, whether there was a little bit of wind blowing out or even when it was blowing in. There just seemed to be a lot more balls travel really well at Gateshead. I don't know whether it's just because it's down in that little valley or whatever it was, but ball always travel well. All right, fellas, for the weekend, I wish you all the best, and I hope to see a great contest. I'll be on the mic on Saturday watching you guys go around, and wish you all the best.
Wonderful. Cheers,
Thanks, Hutto. Great to catch up.
I'm here with the Toronto coach, Justin Norman. Normo, mate, first of all, congrats on getting to the grand final. It was a pretty epic game against Belmont on the weekend.
Yeah, it was. Thanks for the invite. But yeah, it's always a good game between us and Belmont. We've created that rivalry over the years, but more so the friendships that we've created that comes with that rivalry as well. So, but no, good close game, which was enjoyable for not only players but people watching as well. Absolutely,
it was a great game to watch. Obviously, that first innings it blew out a little bit for you guys, and that sort of catapulted you for the rest of the game. Mate, missing out on last year's grand final, I guess, what have you done different to get here this year?
Well, I suppose missing the last two final series has played heavily on us as a collective group. I suppose nothing majorly different apart from trying to promote more consistency within the team. Sometimes for us it's more mental approach than it is ability approach, and that mental approach, like with any sport these days, is what kills more teams than sort of what's required out there. So that's been the biggest thing for us, is just trying to consistency.
Yeah, consistency is key. Having both the first and second grade teams in the grand finals a big achievement, mate.
Yeah, it's always what we set ourselves at target at the start of the year is to get as many teams within the club into final series and grand finals. But the way that we approach it every year hasn't changed since I've been at the helm, which is always a collective group of first and second grade, which is just combined to be our major league squad. So always the target and the conversations it's had with coaches and presidents and people on the board. So it's definitely what we aim to achieve.
Yeah, and having that club culture, I guess, too. Third and fourth grade into the grand final. Fourth grade won, third grade missed out on the weekend. Massive year for the club. Junior-wise, we've had a fair few successful junior outings this year as well. So a massive achievement for the club.
Yeah, it has been. Definitely promoting juniors has been a big part of what we're looking at next. First and second grade, we're starting to get on in years with age, and it's all about us developing the younger generations that are coming through. We've got some good young kids that are playing second and third grade now, but more so the juniors. My two kids played in Little League this year, so we're quite strong. From that sort of grassroots up now, which, sets ourselves up as a club for the next, 10, 15 years type of thing. So that's what the legacy that you're trying to leave behind with what we do as as committee members or as coaches. That's sort of what we want to leave the club with for success going forward.
Yep, 100% agree, mate. Coming into this week's game, playing against Boomerangs, the last time you guys played, I think you guys got up 5-3 from memory. I think it was something like that. I guess looking forward, what's the biggest threats for Boomerangs? Or what do you see as the biggest threats of Boomerangs team?
Yeah, I think from both teams, it's going to come down to pitches and pitching and how deep we go into bullpens. Both teams can hit quite well, and like I mentioned earlier, it's the consistency and the approach that we take in the box. But I think, similar to what happened with us last weekend, we got a fast start with the bats, and that set us up for the game. Obviously looking to do the same, lead from the front early and, just consolidate as we go.
All right, having both teams in the grand final, mate, there should be a bumper crowd from the Toronto Tigers. I know you guys have got a few things planned after grand final, whatever happens. But I guess from a Toronto standpoint, there are lots of fans ready to go. There's already been plenty coming from here, there, and everywhere. I'd love to see a good showing from you guys for the fans. For you, mate, what year are you up to in the club?
Well, we're starting to get close to 20 years. I think it's like 17 years for me this year. A lot of success and obviously a lot of failure as well. But drawing on the strength, like you mentioned, the crowd that we're hopeful to have there. There's been a lot of talk within the club already for the support to get out there. It has been a couple of years since we've been in a grand final, so I'm definitely looking for that support from within, and the talk within the club itself is quite positive. So really looking forward to that.
We had some people on the live stream over the weekend from 1980s and 1990s. They played third and fourth grade back in the day for the Tigers, and they jumped online and were in the chat for not just the first and second grade. Oh, sorry, not just the first grade final last week, but also the third and fourth grade grand finals. That's the sort of thing I like to see with baseball, and hopefully we see a fair few of those guys rocking up at the ground on Saturday. It'd be great for the club. Definitely. How are you guys preparing, Normo, for this weekend? Anything different?
Not a great deal different. Training tomorrow night, standard club training. It'll be obviously no juniors and stuff around, so it'll just be the first and second grade squad out there getting stuck into it. And then I suppose later on in the week, Thursday or Friday, if guys want to do an extra hitting session, then we'll try and factor that in as well. Knowing that we do have guys based on the Central Coast and in Newcastle, we do use facilities down here as well. So plenty of options for the guys, and it's just how they feel at the time and where they think they need to just get a little bit of a touch up on what could be lacking.
Second grade playing before you guys in their grand final. Having those guys on the bench is a massive thing going forward.
Yeah, definitely. Always we are one squad. It's one big collective squad, as I mentioned. And we'll be there to support them. And just seeing the familiar faces around the dugout for their game, and then likewise for us, they'll support us quite heavily. And I'm pretty confident that once soon as they finish, they'll be sitting around, and I'll have potentially 11 or 12 people sitting around ready to go if called upon. So good depth in that regard, which is always what we look at. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Awesome, mate. Good luck on the weekend.